Picture this. You're standing in line at a coffee shop holding a single coin or note in your hand. It's barely enough to buy a bus ticket, definitely not enough for lunch, and absolutely nowhere near what you'd think of as startup money. But here's the twist. That tiny, almost laughable amount could be the seed that changes everything. What if that dollar wasn't just spare change, but the spark for something bigger? We live in a world where people spend more on a single snack than they do on their future. Yet, some of the most surprising business stories didn't start with thousands of dollars. They started with grit, creativity, and yes, even less than the cost of a coffee. So here's the question. Could you turn $1 into a side hustle that actually pays your bills? Or even more? Let's find out. Here's the thing. When we talk about starting a side hustle, most people's minds jump straight to money. If I had the capital, I could start something. If I had $5,000, I'd launch my dream business. But here's a thought that flips the script. Money doesn't create the business. Resourcefulness does. Let's break it down in real-world terms. $1. That's one soda from a vending machine. That's a packet of instant noodles. It's a throwaway expense. And yet, if you decide to flip the way you look at it, that $1 becomes a tool. The challenge isn't in the money, it's in the mindset. Think about the people who've started from literally nothing. There's a reason why rags to riches stories inspire us, not because of the wealth at the end, but because of the creativity in the beginning. And when you've only got $1, creativity isn't just nice to have, it's survival. Example 1. The flip game. Imagine you buy a bottle of water for $1. Sounds boring, right? But let's say it's a hot day and you're in a busy park. You sell that bottle for $2. That's 100% profit. Now, you've got $2 and you buy 2 bottles, sell them for $4. You do that a few times and suddenly that lonely dollar has turned into $20, then $50, and now you've got enough to invest in something bigger. It's simple math, but it works because you're trading effort for profit. Sounds too small? Maybe. But here's the real-world flavor. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about flipping garage sale finds. He once bought a box of random toys for a couple of bucks and sold them online for hundreds. If you've got $1, you can hit a local thrift store, buy something undervalued, a book, a mug, a vintage t-shirt, and sell it online for 5 times or 10 times the price. Example 2. The digital dollar. Now, here's where it gets interesting. That $1 doesn't even have to buy a physical product. Imagine you spend that dollar on printing one flyer advertising a service you can do. Dog walking, grocery delivery, tutoring, cleaning, whatever fits your skills. You pin that flyer on a community board. One person calls. You do the job, earn $10. Now that $10 becomes your next marketing budget. That's the $1 working as a multiplier. I once heard about a college student who spent his last dollar printing a few business cards that simply said, "I'll run errands for you." Within a week, he had 10 clients. That $1 opened the door to hundreds of dollars a month. Example 3. Social media hustle. Here's a crazy one. You could take that dollar, buy one prop from a dollar store, a notebook, a pen, a quirky mug, and start a themed social media page. Sounds ridiculous, but tiny niche content is huge right now. There's a TikTok creator who bought a $1 rubber duck and made daily videos of putting it in different funny situations. That duck now has brand deals. The duck earns more than some full-time jobs. The initial cost? $1. Mindset shift. The biggest barrier is this. Most people think $1 is worthless, but $1 is just a starting point. The real engine is your ability to see opportunity where others don't. And here's the truth. If you can't make money with $1, you probably won't make it with $1,000 either. Because the skill you need isn't spending, it's creating. The relatable challenge. Let's play this out. Imagine you start today with $1, no other money allowed. What could you do? Maybe you buy a marker from the dollar store, make a sign that says photos for $1 at a tourist spot. People smile, they take a picture, and some will pay you $2, $5, maybe more. Or you buy one pack of gum, sell each piece separately at a small markup. It's not about the gum, it's about the fact that you started. You might think, that's too small, it's silly. But remember this, small doesn't mean insignificant. Small means scalable. If you can double $1 into $2, you can double $10 into $20, and from there, $100 into $200, $200. The game stays the same, the numbers just get bigger. Real-world snapshots. A man in the UK started with £1, bought and resold candy, and within a year built a small convenience stand. A woman in Asia spent her last dollar on vegetables, cooked them into snacks, and sold them to neighbors. Within months, she had a street food cart. The pattern? The dollar isn't magic, the hustle is. Scaling up the $1. Once you've doubled, tripled, or multiplied your dollar, you hit a crossroads. Reinvest or spend. This is where most people mess up. They pocket the small win and stop. But the real breakthrough happens when you keep rolling the profit into bigger moves. $1 grows to $5, which grows to $20, which grows to $100, which grows to $500. The numbers grow faster than you think, but only if you treat every dollar as a worker that needs to bring back more friends. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not just learning how to make money, you're learning how to be resourceful under pressure. And that is a skill that sticks with you for life. The same skill that turns $1 into $10 is the one that can turn $1,000 into $10,000, $10,000 later. Here's another angle most people overlook. You don't even have to spend your dollar on a product. You could use it to unlock an opportunity. Imagine you spend $1 on a bus fare to reach a local market or community event where you can network, find freebies, or even spot something you can pick up for free and resell. Yes, free. Platforms like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or even community WhatsApp groups are full of people giving away items just to clear space. That $1 could be the cost of getting there, and you turn that freebie into your first sale. And don't underestimate the service swap. Maybe your $1 buys you a coffee for someone you want to pitch an idea to. You're not paying for the coffee, you're paying for access to a conversation that could lead to paid work. The truth is, $1 isn't about buying stock. It's about buying a chance. That chance might be a bus ride, a single flyer, a single prop, or even just the courage to knock on one more door. And when you start looking at money this way, suddenly, no amount is too small to matter. So here's the real question. If $1 is all it takes to start, what's really stopping you? Is it the money, or is it the mindset? Every business, every empire, every success story began with something small. The only difference between the ones who made it and the ones who didn't is that the first group started anyway. You can wait until you have enough, or you can start with the $1 in your pocket right now and prove to yourself it's possible. The choice is yours. Just remember, every dollar is a seed. What you plant today could feed you tomorrow. So, what's your $1 move? If this made you think differently about what's possible, hit like, share this with someone who needs the push, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next big idea could be yours.